What's up, everybody? I am so glad you're here. I want to take just a minute and dive into a journey that has been in the making for several years, and matter of fact, is still in the making right now. How many of you have ever found yourself stuck in a rut? Right? How many? I know, me too. We all know that. I'm going to call this the valley. So what did you do? You found yourself stuck in the rut or in the valley. What did you do? Did you sit there and have a mini vacation? Did you have an extended stay? Or did it become another Death Valley? My name is Chuck Dumas, and we're going to go into just a few minutes of, if you're in a rut, get off your butt. So, it's not always that easy, I know. Back in 2015, that started off for me just like any other year. And for me, that was a tired, overweight, super exhausted, mental, working two jobs dad. I was doing all I could to provide for my son, and I just wasn't doing a very good job at it. Sorry, I've taken notes, or I made some notes so I didn't forget anything. So I felt stuck. I wanted to spend more time with my son, but I also needed to work more to provide the way I was supposed to for my son. So I was stuck. I craved more time. I craved more energy so that when I was with him, I could enjoy and do things. But at the way I was, I couldn't do that. I could not do that. I craved more income. That's why I was working two jobs. Y'all, I was DJing across the Dallas Metroplex anywhere from 3 nights a week to 5 nights a week, Tuesday through Saturday. And, if you know anything about DJing, whether it's karaoke or house DJ, you're in a bar or club from anywhere from 7 till 2 in the morning, 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. And that's rough when you have to be at work at 8 o'clock, and it's an hour, to pack up and drive home. That's tough. And I know my son needed those items, especially time. That's the main focus. That's what kids value, and what they see as love. It's the time that you spend with them. As they get older, they develop their own thoughts and stuff. But as the year went on, there was one weekend he was over to visit me. And I usually task myself with having stuff for us to do, which included just hanging around the house. But we didn't always have to be going and doing stuff. I didn't have the money to go and do, just too much. And there's only so many times you can go walk around Walmart, but, he came into the living room to me. It was warm. It wasn't hot outside, but it was warm. He came into the living room. I was sitting in a chair. Actually, I think I was laying on the couch. And he said, "Daddy, can we go to the park?" The park was about 100 yards from the house. It's a huge park. And that was a time that I know was a gut punch, ended up being a defining moment in my life. I made an excuse that it was too hot outside. Actually, what the whole reason was I was lazy. Me, I was lazy. And I take full accountability, and I am just a moment of transparency all out in the open. I was lazy and I made an excuse. In that moment, I watched him put his head down. He didn't ask again because he wasn't one to always ask me stuff, but he did that day. I watched him put his head down. I watched him walk away. And at that moment, I just felt it was a huge gut punch. Now, this is not the time that we're going to talk about parenting. Kids can't always get what they want. I'm not doing that. That's not the point. The point is that I made a conscious choice to make an excuse for inaction. I made an excuse for why I was lazy. Several days went by, and I was replaying this event over and over and over and over in my head. For those of you who know me, I'm a super sappy dad. I'm a super sappy guy, but I'm also the dorky, funny dad joke guy. You know, I mean, I just love on everybody and do my best to add value to everybody. It doesn't always work, but I try. But I found myself just replaying that over and over and over in my head. And I just felt like my gut was just in knots over that. Probably made too much of it, but that's the way I felt. That was, to me, was not perception. That was my reality. I felt like an awful dad. Fast forward to August of that year. Some new things happened for me. Met somebody. Started a new job. Started making more income. Worked side jobs just because I wanted to, not because I had to. And later on, the beginning of that next year, I got married. Again. You know what they say? Oh, it's either 3 strikes you're out or third time's a charm. I don't know which one, but it's been 8 years now, and I couldn't ask for anything better. See, I had some things going for me, things moving in the right direction, but guess what? In here, nobody knew that all that gut wrenching was going on. I was 300 pounds. I was in a 3XL, a tight 3XL shirt and 42 pants fit, but 44 was a lot better. So I was at a point where nobody knew in my head, inside of me, what I was dealing with. I was struggling. I was stuck. I was in that rut. I was in the valley. So, me? Was I on a mini vacation? No. I wasn't even on extended stay. I done moved in. I done set up shop. Apparently, I was in the long haul. I was at a crossroads right there. I was at a crossroads of Rut Rescue or Death Valley. So see, when people camp out, and no, Death Valley is not LSU Stadium, because I would not be saying that. I'm a Razorback fan. Woo, pig suey. Woo. All right. Death Valley is where you get to a point where you're going along, things are good, and all of a sudden, things are bad. And you hit those rough spots. You hit those rough patches. We all do. Marriages do. People do. You know, in your work you do. And I was in that spot. I had been one point, and now I was at this point, and things were going on. Inside here, I was in that valley down here. So you've got a upswing, uptake over here, and on this side you got an uptake. But to get to that uptake, what has to happen? There has to be a decision. There has to be a decision. Are you going to take rut rescue and get off your butt and get up the hill? Or are you going to Death Valley and quit? Quit on whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your goals are. It doesn't matter what your dreams are. Anything. If you want to play golf every day and you want to retire and you play golf every day, then you've got to make a conscious decision which way you're going to go. Are you going to do what it takes to retire and go play golf? Or are you going to go back to work the next day and be miserable? What are you going to do? Not that we're having a job and working is miserable. Just saying. So the whole point is, don't camp in the valley. Don't move in. If you get in the valley, that's fine. Go listen to some Lionel Richie, Easy Like Sunday Morning, and guess what? Get up the next day. Because it's Monday. It's another new day. Refreshed. And go after it. I ended up making a conscious decision to get off that couch. I did. So me and my wife, we started walking. And before I knew it, I was running. Did that happen overnight? No. It was a process. I started walking. And then I started walking and running or jogging intervals. Over the course of the next, I believe it was 15 months, I lost 105 pounds. I went from 297 pounds down to 192. And felt better in my life. I was in a 32, 34 jeans. I had a butt. Because right now I just have I promise y'all, I'm at 52. I've got a back with a crack, and that's it. But I made a decision to make something happen. I got off my butt. I made something happen. But up here and in here changed just as much as my physical. Okay, the mental and emotional side really took off. It really came into play there, and I was so thankful for that defining moment at the crossroads of Rut Rescue and Death Valley. So whatever your situation is, if you're at a crossroads, you know the decision that has to be made. So you have to look at things like possibly maybe you're in the NBA, right? So for you got to think about the things you control. You got a box. You got to think about the things that you can control. So all the things in the box are things, right? But on the inside of this box, there's another smaller box. That smaller box are the things that you can control. The big box, all the things around us, there are things that we can't control. There are things we can't control. But those things in that little box, that can represent your heart, that can represent your mind. Those two things together work together on the things you can control. You can control the action. You can control whether you get up and do something, or whether you stay there and let Death Valley swallow you up. Or do you do a U-turn? The whole point is don't just sit in Death Valley and let it kill your dreams. Don't let it kill your vision. You've got to make a decision. When you get to that certain point in the road, You've got to decide, is it left or right? So, again, I lost 105 pounds. I had a defining moment. There have been several defining moments since then. And, 2014, 2015, 2018, and a couple of others in the recent 2 years. And, I share that from my heart. Y'all, I get excited, I get to rambling, and many of you know that, but I hope that you can take this and understand the importance of, it's okay to get in the valley. It is. And it's not as easy as I make it sound. I know that. It's not always as easy to get out of the valley. But you're able to make that decision. Have a mini stay. If you need to have a mini stay and you need to listen to that easy like Sunday morning, then do that. But don't let it swallow you up down there in Death Valley. So I hope this helped you just a little bit. Again, my name is Chuck Dumas. I have done my best to add value, and I hope I've done so. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to me in the comments. You can find me on Facebook. You can email me at thectasticlife180@gmail.com. thectasticlife180@gmail.com. Y'all, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.